that happens.
Tanner is the best.
Said it'll be here in 5 minutes.
World be here in 5 minutes?
Eddie.
Oh, Eddie.
Tell us all about your trip then.
It was a good time. We went up to Banff. We did horseback riding along one of the glacial lakes, Lake Louise.
Oh,
and
nice.
then we did some whitewater rafting. And they were like, who wants to sit in the front of the boat? And I was like, I'll sit in the front of the boat. I don't give a flying fuck. And they were like, who wants to sit in the back of the boat where it's the safest? And Eddie was like, I will sit in the backest of the back boats. And then we went down the river, and Eddie was in the front of the boat. And I don't mean in the front seat. I meant he was ejected from the boat, from the back, and chucked over the boat into the front of the boat, where he landed about 2 feet in front of the boat.
Oh
Oh my
no.
God, that
So you
In the
reached
water.
in and saved him?
A guy with a broken hand stuck his paddle out and pulled Eddie to the boat, and then he pulled him about halfway in the boat, and then I pulled Eddie the rest of the way in the boat and laughed.
That is incredible.
So that was a thing. It was a good time though. Eddie won a bunch of awards, and his company takes care of people more than any company I've ever seen in my entire life. Stuff they did, I've never even heard of another company doing. Like they took 145 people, which is the people who won plus ones, to Banff, Canada. And they were like, yeah, we're doing awards the second night, but we don't want people to have to like sit there too long. So we just reserved 4 separate restaurants in Banff so we could split you up into 4 groups so you have to wait less time.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Smart, yeah.
That's
The
crazy.
only thing my company does for you when you do really good job is they give you other people's work.
Yeah,
Like here.
that's pretty much par for the course.
These people suck, do their stuff too. But it was a good time. Then our buddy Matt flew up, and we went up to Lake Moraine and did some hiking and stuff like that. And then we flew back. But Canada was beautiful. There is a high propensity of guys with like the Chuck Norris mustache. Like it's like a trend out there, and
Fuck
like
yeah.
Oh yeah, the fucking
And-
hipsters.
and people who want a mullet, and you can tell they want a mullet, but they're not fully committed to the mullet, so they got like a baby mullet.
That's
I
just the
should tell
fucking
you
style
my-
up here right now. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Baby mullets and creeper stashes.
Yep.
You basically just described Tyler's brother.
Nice.
Except his is a full mullet, not a baby mullet.
Full mullet.
Full baby
But
mullet.
Canada was beautiful. It was glorious.
Did you eat any beaver tails?
We did not eat beaver tails. We did eat poutine though.
Glad about the poutine. Bummed you missed out on beaver tails.
I
Really,
didn't spend.
they're really rare, but they're a absolute delicacy here.
It's hard to catch
Like-
beavers.
Like
Yeah, we gotta
I
make sure that we're careful not to what's the word I'm looking for?
Indulge.
think Eddie sent a picture of us with the Mountie. They brought in a
Yeah.
bunch of Mounties. That was awesome. That guy was cool. He gave us a Mountie pin, which was cool. But all in all, I did get this picture, which was we got to Lake Moraine before the sun rose over the mountains, so I could take a sunrise picture over the mountains for Lake Moraine, which is turquoise.
Sounds nice.
Like you see it in a face on Photoshop or something. It's not. It's obnoxiously blue. It's almost like, what the fuck?
Oh,
That's fucking gorgeous.
Nope, I see what you mean. It's disgusting.
It's beautiful.
Damn.
But
Go.
all in all, here's a. Oh yeah,
Bullet man.
but for Bamf, he would have to shave the beard and some of the sides of the stash. That way, he's just got the creeper stash.
Oh, he had that not too long ago.
Hello.
Hey, hey.
Hello. They asked me to tell them about our Canada trip while we waited on you to be late.
Okay, cool.
We heard you fell in the water. Haha.
Oh, I didn't fall in the water.
Well, you
I
were,
was
yeah,
violently
ejected?
tossed into the water by the raft.
Oh,
I've
snake.
heard that happens.
That's
and from the safest part of the
run, yeah.
raft, no less.
I know.
One way or the other, you win the drink, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's not where
voluntarily
you're
went into.
supposed to be.
I voluntarily walked into the drink when we were at the halfway point because we got out to like drink from like Mermaid Falls and like stretch our legs and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm gonna go walk in the river, and like I walked in like up to my neck, and I was like, oh, this is fucking cold. And then the river was like, well, you weren't in here long enough, so
Come back. We
Eddie,
miss
come
you.
back. It was amazing though. I would do it all over again. It was fucking awesome.
By the way,
The
Alex
raft
Tyler.
was a.
I'm sorry.
ahead.
Did either Alex Tyler? Did either of you manage to listen to the files I sent you earlier?
I forgot to share it with Alex, but I did listen to mine. I'll
Alright,
I'll
cool.
share it with them later.
All right, cool. I'm just curious. Go ahead.
We did try poutine.
Yes,
It
It was
was
and
very good.
It was fucking tasty.
nice.
So
Good.
Apparently, there's a guy who moved to Banff from Quebec to bring real poutine to Banff, and so
Right.
we went in and ordered, and like the 15 people who came in after us, the guy was like, "Yeah, nope, I got
We're
too
all
many
out."
orders." He's like, "Come back in an hour and a half. I may make you some." Like
Nice.
the level of not giving a fuck that guy had was pretty high.
Yeah, it's the fucking French for you.
Fucking French.
Hey now.
Leave my people alone.
No.
Right? Like my ancestors were French. Come on now.
Fucking
I have
French.
I have French ancestors too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My ancestors.
I stand by
are
what Alex
from,
said.
New Acadia.
Ah, mine too.
As long as you're not
Mine,
Métis.
No, mine were from New Acadia, and then during the French and Indian War, they were like, y'all have to fucking leave, and then they went to Louisiana.
My ancestors were the ones who beat up your ancestors and made us all speak English. Just so you know.
That's a really long way to pronounce victors.
Good times.
I have ancestors on both sides of that war.
Good times.
Yeah.
So you all suck.
No.
You know what? Don't get mad you lost the war. Get good. It's not our fault.
I didn't lose it. I don't give a shit.
All right, happy people. Let's do some D&D. Glorious though it may be. So, if you recall, we ended our game with a shadowy figure pointing a firearm directly at Estrella's point between her eyes. So, recap. Unfortunately, the party lost their warlock and friend, Arthanis. He hit an egg, a large egg-shaped thing that had lots of energy pouring out of it, which, for those of you out of character, it was radiation. The radiation was leaking out in intense quantities and causing headache and radiation poisoning and some mutation as the creatures attacked you. But as the concentration dwindled and spread out across the land, it was actually rejuvenating the life and causing the growth. When attacked and pressed, Arthanis, not knowing this, correctly connected the egg with the warped wretches attacking the party, and he hit it, and he cracked it and shattered it, releasing what amounted to a small-scale nuclear explosion, vaporizing Arthanis, knocking Kashyyyt down, and utterly destroying the wretches. The party returned and talked to the Baron, had some heartfelt discussions. He provided them with a letter, a vouch, and they passed along the information essentially that the party had eliminated the issue, but the issue was the source of growth for his settlement's livelihood. With that being communicated, he let the party know there are other sources of growth on the planet. And when the party left, the party was met by a creature who looks like, I got a bunch of images brought up ahead of time, so let me get the right one. Like this. Kedri. And he is a fairly large ape-like creature. He is a Krang. And they are a species that all of you have seen in Zellar Ghost. They move here and there. They're more often bodyguards or brute force creatures, given their stature, but not always. He let the party know that he was a member of the Belionic Accord, and he had been sent through the Red Gate specifically by the Belionic Accord to locate the Opus Eterna or find out what was going on Rise and gather information. They've sent agents through before. They never return. He understood it was probably a one-way trip. But he let the party know that he had some of the Opus and he would like to work with them, as he has learned that they have some of the Opus. And the party was just starting to discuss this slightly when Estrella, with her very high passive perception, was able to detect someone in the shadows slightly up the street, and she moved in that direction, and the shadowy figure was able to detect her approaching and stood up out of its concealment and leveled a firearm at her head as she approached. She exposed him and he exposed her. And that is where we stopped, in the middle of the city, most of the party talking to Kedri. The rest, the one person moved off and is in a standoff, though albeit I don't believe Estrella had any weapons.
No, not out anyways. I've got my I was about to say katana. What the fuck? My quarterstaff across my back. Whoa! Is that an eggplant,
So-
or are you just happy to see me?
No attacks have occurred. There's no initiative being rolled. But that is where we left off.
Mars attacks. Just kidding.
Oh, no.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Do we need to? Can we roll perception checks to see if we spot what's happening up the street?
Well, they both have dropped their stealthy maneuvers, so no perception necessary. But Kedri, in his deep voice, throws his hands up and he says, "Stop!" He says, "Lower your weapons." And he says, "That is my scout and bodyguard. Does not often get spotted and seems to dislike being outed." He says, "Lower your weapons and come here."
That's exactly what the gentleman with the gun will do.
So as he approaches, Kedri apologizes and says he was not spying, he was protecting me as he is paid to do. I apologize. He directs that at Estrella.
Yeah.
He says, as I was saying, I am not suggesting you hand over your opus to me, nor am I offering to hand over the fragment of my opus to you. Instead, I am suggesting we work together. I will head in one direction, and you can head in another, and we can meet up in a third. I am aware of 2 locations that have monasteries. One is civilized and one is less so. As you are a group of quite many, I would suggest you go to the less civilized route and I go to the civilized route. And together, we can divide and conquer.
I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like conquering so much as I do like finding out the information that we need.
It was a turn of phrase, but that was
Just
exactly what he
turn of
was
phrase.
referring to.
My mission is to recover the fragments of the Opus Eterna through vastly preferably diplomatic means, providing services and trade for those. I am happy to answer any questions, but the alternative is for each of us to gather some of the fragments or race against each other, and I don't think that to be productive.
I'm inclined to agree. Get further by working together here.
Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for the rest of the party. So long as we get home, I'm fine with I'm fine with whatever route we take.
This may be stating the obvious here, but what happens when you have all of the pieces that you gather and we have all the pieces that we gather, and nobody wants to give the other group the pieces that they have?
We'll take them, of course.
He ignores Mars and he holds up his fragment and he breaks a part of it off, and you notice it comes off smoothly. And he says, the opus is not a series of fragments. The opus is one artifact that has been broken into fragments. So the answer would be that we put all of our fragments together and then read and learn the information together to repair the gate.
And then who gets the completed opus?
He says, I would estimate that you have been in contact with a member of the Belionic Accord, because there are only two types of people that come through the Red Gate. Enemies of Mr. Sarlu, who he is using the Red Gate to punish, or members of the Belionic Accord or Alteri Hegemony, looking for the opus. Given that I do not believe you to be members of the Hegemony, I would wager you were sent here by the Accord, as was I. So why don't we agree to take the opus, if we can put it all back together, back to Zelargosa, and whoever you are in contact with the Belionic Accord, and settle who keeps it after we succeed. But if you are concerned, I will say you carry it through the portal to your representative.
I personally see no issue with this.
I have no issues with that.
It seems fair.
I just wanted to get it all out on the table.
It is fair, but whether you carry it to the Accord representative or I carry it to my superiors in the Accord, it makes no difference to me. He says, I am not sure what information you have gathered, but I am aware of at least 4 supposed monasteries, but I only know the location of 2. He says one is to the south by southwest in the Blue Barony on an island of remote civilization. A small trek through the wastelands, but not much. The other is northwest along a dry riverbed in a canyon called Singwheel Canyon. And as I said, as you are more numerous, it would make more sense for you to travel to Singwheel Canyon. You would have a greater chance to reach it alive than I would. And if you are successful and continue along that dry river basin, you will come to a large empty canyon where we will find a town called True Valit. Just we meet there and report to each other what we have found. And I hope are able to gather information on the last 2 monasteries.
Not to be confused with the false Valit.
He gives a shrug and he says, I know not much about it. I have been gathering information here in the wastes and the barrens for a few months. There is also rumored to be a lost monastery, but I don't know anything about it. The Caves of Miende is what it's known as, but I don't know anything about it, unfortunately. Hopefully I'm able to find information about its location in this True Elite or along the way. Does that seem acceptable?
For now.
Yes.
Yeah, I have no issues.
Mhm.
That's fine with me.
This is two small matters. One, the pair that you had dealt with in the tavern, the gnome and his friend, the albino Kinku creature. They left town yesterday. Left town with some of the barbarians from the Waste traveling north. I do not believe them to be trustworthy. I would caution you if you encounter them again.
Here, we never had any reason that they were trustworthy to begin with, didn't we? On receive. The rest of the party, Techno just shrugs and just goes back to crossing his arms.
And he says, and second is more of a matter of diplomacy. My companion, how would you like that to be pronounced, Alex?
Al Jair.
How's about
I'm gonna fuck
that?
that up.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's what I said.
Al Jair,
Perfect.
correct?
Spot on.
Oh, that time in the Middle East served me well in D&D. Al Jair is not completely comfortable in civilized areas. I would ask that you take him with you, as he would be much more useful in the wastes than he would be in the Blue Barony.
Shidri. They are
He
ishtik.
is,
Must
he
I?
has been
Must
paid.
I?
He ignores the question and he says he has been paid. You need not pay his fee, just an equal share of any profit, as is standard for adventuring parties. He looks at Al Jair and says, "You were paid by the Accord to follow orders, and you have already been paid.
I
You
will
be
honor.
paid the rest."
Yes, yes. I will honor my agreement. Yes, but they are ishtik.
He waves a hand dismissively. He says, "You have been paid."
Alzir just like groans. Says, "Tskva." I shall honor my agreement.
You can't be any more useless than the rest of these.
I take
Bandit
it.
the screens.
I take it you're the leader then.
I am.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Absolutely not.
Ignore him. He's an idiot.
Fireball on the ground.
One of these
Cool.
days, he's gonna call you on it. Say,
So
roll, bitch.
you shellac here have no leader.
Where?
Not since we killed him. And I look at him with crazy eyes.
As is tradition, yes. So you would be the leader then, he says for his prayer. Like
We
dead
don't have a leader. We function as a democracy.
I apologize. I see.
Without the Monty Python quote ready.
Well, Chedri, I look forward to working with his Kenyank.
Says I have been trying to decide which of the two monasteries to visit first. But with this agreement, I do not have to make the decision. I shall see you in True Valit. You should be warned that the barons are obviously barren and will require some food to be gathered or taken with you, so I would suggest stocking up. But we should, I would hope, hear more about this True Valit or how to get there as we travel north.
Is Al Jair Gith? Or
Yep.
Githyanki?
Githyanki specifically, yep.
Okay, just making sure he looks it in the picture, so I just wanted to
Gith Stanky.
get Stanky. Do I
Got him.
do I recognize the race, Tony? Being
You
from
do.
the astral plane.
You do, automatically without a roll.
Okay.
I'm honor bound to tell you all before you travel with me. I am Hasharlak.
Means it can't be within 500 feet of a school.
Is one of the
Oh,
colors.
shit.
And also a Rakhma likely searches for me this very moment.
I have no idea what that means.
You are Ishtik. Of course you do not know.
Does that mean we're in danger?
We are always in danger. But I am in
Talking
more
about
danger.
sagely.
than you.
I think he's being racist.
Oh,
If you would like a translation from my very clear terms, I can provide it. Week 1.
that would be appreciated.
Okay.
Hashalak means I am a traitor to my people, who should be hunted and killed on sight.
So you fit right in with us then.
You are also Hashalak.
No, I mean that you're just you're basically just a ragtag misfit like us. You'll fit in fine.
And
Yeah.
you also have a vengeance band of elite warriors searching to kill you?
You could say that.
Yes.
We will likely die an honorable death together then. This is good.
Couldn't have it
Unlikely.
any other way.
You are still Ishtik, though. For
This
now,
is a little bit more
obviously.
complicated than that, but yeah. We'll leave it at that.
I will listen to your leader, and I will respect my honor nonetheless.
You don't really have a leader. We're more of an anarchist syndicalist commune.
And
Huh?
Alzair will just point at Mars.
No.
He's not our leader. Ignore him.
I'm the only one capable of leading.
No.
Mars, you're
No.
hilarious. Shut up.
Leading us
Here's
into
the
an
thing:
early
you might be
grave.
capable of leading, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna follow you.
In my Kretch, if one did not follow the leader, they would be killed.
It's getting close to that point.
You could try.
I don't like being a bad guy. This is hard.
Tyler,
Well-
would you prefer I do it?
No, just let me know how, and then I will do it myself. That way people can add their notes in there. I feel
Should
the
be able to
caravan
click the
outlets won't
dot.
get along.
Dot where it says public. If you click the
Oh,
dot
okay,
above
okay,
that
okay.
says public, it should,
Ah.
but I don't know if players can click it.
Yeah, I clicked it and it made it public. It's got my name beside it still, but people
Yay.
can add to it.
Tyler has created a handy dandy investigator note for your note contributions for this game.
I just
If
figured
you
the
contributed
caravan
last
outlet
game,
was getting a little bit crazy.
indeed. Go ahead and give yourself a point of inspiration. And if your character was killed in a small nuclear explosion and didn't have the opportunity, you can give yourself a starting inspiration.
Aww.
Thanks.
And if your character was wounded in a nuclear explosion that you didn't even cause, named Kashoot, you can have an inspiration too.
Aww.
I mean, I'll take it.
Mars uses Hazel, so
Hazel has 2.
outstanding.
Well, Shellac,
Oh.
which monastery do we go to?
Before he leaves, Kedri tells you that the monastery that he knows about is about 5, depending on your journey time, days walk across the Barrens, and it is known as the, let me find it here. I want to make sure I get the name right. It's Saint Albert of the Soil.
Oh, hey, we know about that place.
Yeah,
This
for
is,
sure we
you
do.
want to travel north to the dry canyon. You can travel along the canyon or beside the canyon, but the riverbed, when you reach the canyon, it will be supposedly, according to his sources, in the canyon.
What was this monastery called again?
Saint Albat, A-L-B-A-T.
Supposedly a 5-day journey from. Right.
Courtesy for the party. I have spent some time reading up on D&D 2024. If you guys have as well, and you are curious, we shan't be converting over in the middle of a campaign, and based on what I've read so far, it's probably unlikely that I'm going to convert over to it. I know, Mal, you've probably read up on it quite a bit, because you DM sometimes.
I actually have not. I've moved away from D&D largely, so I don't know much about it.
Where'd you move to?
I'm currently just got done of a summer of random one-shots of various things, but I'm sticking to Worlds Without Number. It's a little bit of an OSRE kind of thing. Some lovely sandbox tools in it.
If you find something in the 2024 update and you want to kind of throw it at me, please feel free. But it is not likely we're going to be doing a full conversion. The too long didn't read answer is it's not 5.5, it's 4.5.
Oh, taking a step backwards.
Kind of. It's a huge jump in player power, basically. It's designed to essentially remove most of the complications or restrictions. So, for example, just a perfect example of it is barbarians no longer have to attack to maintain rage. They can just expend their bonus action to do it, to maintain rage. And that's basically a perfect encapsulation of the entire update. Anything that was inconvenient or seemed like it took players effort to do, they've removed. More cantrips, less restrictions, enhancements. There are good things in it, but it can move time soon. More problems. But that's the gist of it. But do look at it if you see something and you think, hey, this is really cool. I wonder if we could kind of roll this in without disrupting things. I would love. They do have some good ideas I've seen.
Give it a look.
That being said,
The Barbarian
I
Rage one
won't,
is a little bit insane because I've never had an issue with
Yeah.
maintaining rage in combat.
nobody's had an issue with it really, which is the point. Like, there's more cantrips. I don't remember all of it. Eddie probably remembers some of it, but that's pretty much the gist of it. Channel Divinity was a increase. They basically they upscaled, overclocked every class's abilities. But they promise it'll be balanced out when they release the new monster manual. If you ever played World of Warcraft, what it reminds me of is how every expansion increased the damage potential, so they had to increase the hit point potential of the monsters till it got to the point when you'd be hitting for 1.3 billion damage in a crit. And the power creep got so bad they were like, we'll just do a stat squish. And that's what it feels like. Well, people don't like, so we'll just increase the power, then we'll increase the monsters, then we'll increase the power, then we'll increase the monsters, instead of fixing some of the issues. That being said, I don't want to use too much of our game time. It just popped into my head since we were talking about the investigator. But Kedri lets you know the name, and he says he will be departing immediately. He would recommend that the party be wary, but take a long rest, as their journey through the Barrens will be arduous, but probably uneventful, as the Barrens are, for the most part, uninhabited. He wishes them well and asks if they have any questions before he heads out.
I don't.
Mm-mm.
Oh, all good here.
All right. So with that, he departs, starts gathering up his supplies at the inn before intending to leave the town. And the party, who has not taken a long rest since returning to town and, getting nuked.
Nuked.
Yeah, we could turn in for the night.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
While we're taking a long rest, I'm going to go ahead and direct the Eldritch Cannon to replace the one that got destroyed several sessions ago. And too bad we couldn't recover anything from Thanos. I'd go ahead and if we could have, I could have probably recovered his cane, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna craft a sort of like a staff or a walking stick of my own that's kind of similar to his old appearance, and I'm going to use that as my arcane firearm.
Okay.
That's cool. That's cool.
I like it.
Just kind of paying a little homage to our friend.
Nice.
So hope it doesn't blow up.
And it shouldn't. Emphasis on shouldn't.
The only thing I have left of my dear friend Arthanis. No!
Insert sad violin music.
Well, if you didn't see it before, I didn't see. Did that share it for you guys at all?
Yeah.
For Krang. Yeah.
Mhm.
Shared asset?
Yeah, we see
Looked
Krang.
different on mine. That's what Krang looked like. Kedri is one of the Krang, but so what does the party want to do before they take a long rest, if anything at all?
Is there a spot in town where Nalka could pick up some more rations?
Yes, you can buy a number of moss cakes.
Mm-hmm.
They're treated as 1 day worth of trail rations. They're moss cakes, dried. A little bit of, maybe a little bit of like some corn starch or some corn flour, cornmeal to like give it some small amount of bread consistency, but it's essentially moss because that's what they survive on here.
All right.
But
Down with that.
it is treated as what'd you say?
I said I'm down with that. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It is treated as 1 trail ration, and the cost is the equivalent.
All right.
So, anybody else wants to buy any trail rations or some basic equipment? This is your last stop for gas, is the moral of the story.
Yeah.
Are
for
there
sure.
any
Rations.
healing potions? More
I thought
healing
we-
potions.
I thought we
More
bought
healing
that,
potions.
bought that lady out, didn't we?
You did. There are no more healing potions in the town to buy.
Oh, okay.
The ones you have are the ones you have.
Okay.
They're the you said they're the same as trail rations, so it's 5 silver pieces each, right?
Correct.
I
Yeah, they're
will-
for all intents and purposes, they're reskinned trailer. They're trailer rations. They're like trail rations, but nastier.
I thought you were gonna say trailer trash, so we're good.
Well, it was implied.
Grab. I already have 10, but I'll grab 2 more just to be on the safe side.
Okay. Anybody else buying? Last chance equipment.
Yeah, I'm good. Mars is good.
I think I'm good.
I'm good as well.
All right.
Then again, I
Yep,
don't
all
need
good.
anything.
It will apply a long rest. Delete the NPC.
Let's see if Mars can hang on or not.
Give me 1 extra second to put the new on there now. Apply along rest. Ta-da!
Da-da. Ooh, I might need somewhere to put this.
Woohoo!
Nope, fuck. I'm just gonna roll. He fails. Hazel's back.
Yay!
Huzzah!
Hazel's back and he's gonna be pissed.
Probably.
Alright, so that is where the party finds themselves. The town is pretty much carrying on as the town has been. If there's anything the party wants to do before they head out, that is absolutely fine. Do bear in mind it is slightly different in terms of geography from the standard desert situation, which is pretty heavily roamed. Like if you're in the desert on Faerun or Krynn or Eberron, you're going to have a large population in the desert, even if it's not as large as it is in the cities. But in this circumstance, the deserts are almost barren with the exception of the Skyati and the Knolls. And even they don't travel too much in that area. It's just a really shitty place to be, basically, because in many of the areas that radiation is draining life rather than giving life. So is the party wanting to just randomly head out? Do you guys need to pick spells that are more designed? Or let me know when you guys are ready to go.
Nalka is good.
I'm okay with heading out.
Yep.
So the silence from some of the party, I assume to be agreement with the plan. So the party,
Just distracted.
does the party want to, so the party's going to need to decide whether they want to travel along the side of the dried riverbed or in it. Because the dry riverbed is quite deep. It's, 15, 20 feet deep in general. It gets a little shallower in some places, but it also gets a lot deeper in some.
I wouldn't mind walking in it. I mean, it would potentially give us some cover if there were some sandstorms, but also potentially could look for as to why the water is gone.
You gather based on your knowledge, it's essentially the effect of those eggs or the radiation that they were putting out prior to the radiation having life-giving effects had life-draining effects, and there are some of those out that are still draining life. One of those effects is to destroy water.
It would be a
So
tactical.
it's essentially disrupting nature. It's the opposite. It's a blight rather than a boon to nature.
It would be a tactical error to give up any high ground. Going into the riverbed could be disastrous.
Are we expecting people to come and ambush us, or
Yes, always.
okay?
Kenyak.
All right. Again, sandstorms. Give us cover.
This is why you should have a leader. What does your leader say? Go ahead, Mars.
Mars isn't here.
Yeah, you don't actually see Mars, so I look different.
Oh, like how different does he look?
He's not nearly as dark skinned, and he has much, yeah, lighter complexion, softer features. Looks like it could be a brother
Less douchey
almost. Yeah, less
attitude.
douchey eyed.
But I would still be able to tell that it's the same individual, right?
It is, yeah.
And I don't know, you're all weird, right? So
Yeah, it's true. Like you're Yankee, so like we kind of look the same probably,
All his shit
anyways.
look the same.
No, I'm Hazel.
Oh, I suppose I had your name wrong.
And
Okay,
I am
Hazel.
not the leader at all. No. No.
Okay,
No.
let's vote. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not sure whose stuff this is, but I found out I kind of woke up in a pile of junk.
Huh?
So Hazel has what appears to be a small hammer, a hand axe, a healer's kit, an herbalism kit, 2 healing potions, some silver acorns, some thieves' tools.
Wait.
Not sure
Oh.
if this belongs to anybody, but I don't really know what it's doing here.
Kazu,
Or-
are those your acorns?
Yes, those are my acorns. Who took my acorns?
Is this all your stuff then?
What all is in there again?
Hammer,
Uh,
a hand axe, a healer's kit, an herbalism kit, 2 healing potions, 2 silver acorns, thieves' tools, and a water skin.
yes, these are my things.
Oh, sorry? I don't know
Oh.
how I got
Dropped
them.
It wasn't your fault. It was Mars.
Oh, that would explain it.
Is anybody else missing anything?
No, I've got all my stuff.
I don't
Teddy, I'm
know.
gonna go through my stuff. Am I missing anything?
You are not. As everybody looks through their stuff, it appears that only Kazu was missing property.
It's okay, I got my stuff.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop that from happening.
It's not your fault.
You were probably just sleepwalking. That's fine.
Sleep
Maybe?
stealing.
Sleep stealing?
Sleep stealing.
Okay, so who's all in for going into the riverbed, and who wants to walk alongside it?
I mean, I'm fine with walking along. I mean, I'm fine with walking in the riverbed, if only for no other reason it would prevent one of us, or more than one of us, from losing their footing and tumbling down into it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna walk next to it. These are expensive boots.
I mean, it's a dry riverbed, so.
Still expensive boots. There could be mud.
I mean, it's maybe a dry
I feel like
riverbed.
dry.
I mean, like, I understand it's a dry riverbed, but it's still a 15-foot fall.
I'll I'll walk along the riverbed, but about 50 feet ahead of everyone to kind of scout.
Fair, fair. Okay, so the party heads out.
I think if you
I'm so
click-
sorry.
No, it's okay. If you click twice on the circle, I think it makes an X.
It does. That's
Yeah,
your I
you
don't
can
want to.
see.
Check is a yes, X is a no. So the party travels. Here is your map of Rise.
Ah.
If you don't have it, which I don't believe anybody has it, brought up. And so the party is going to travel and can travel roughly 18 feet per round. Because the way I have the map set up, it isn't going to. I don't have it set up because so that it connects and snaps like on a battle map, and I don't want it to. So the party is essentially able to travel about this distance, roughly 18 miles in a day. From the center to the edge of a hex is 6 miles. The entire width of a hex is 12. So you travel across the diameter for 12 miles and then 6 miles along the riverbed. Now, not all of you are in the riverbed. Some of you are up on the riverbed side. Depending on which side, I'll leave up to you. It does require some scampering down and back up if you go to the other side, but none of that is of sufficient time investment to reduce your movement speed for the day. And as you are traveling along this riverbed, it is very dry. It hasn't seen any type of water in what you would guess to be at least decades. No water has been flowing here. It is actually even starting to refill with sand and sediment. But it's quite dry. It's quite barren. There's any amount of life that you do see crumbles underfoot. It's not anything that you're going to be foraging in. And you reach about this point when you need to stop traveling for the day, or you'll need to start making constitution saves because you've traveled about the maximum distance that you can travel. You will need to deduct 1 ration unless you are using food and eating by another means.
Ration deducted. I had like 15, so I think I'm good.
Yeah, and Alka bought a bunch too.
Yummy.
Okay,
Yummy
so I will
moms.
apply another long rest, not because you guys need it for hit points or anything like that, but because A, it replenishes your short rest hit dice, but also if you want to change your spells, you can. And just as you had heard Kedri mention, you guys don't have any encounters. No small creatures. You occasionally see maybe a bird that you think may be in the air, but there's no small vermin or anything like that that are obvious. If they are in this area, they're probably subterranean in nature. And on the assumption the party is heading out again, the party travels along the riverbed for another day.
Another day of walking.
To about this point. towards the end of this travel day, I need to know who is up out of the riverbed and who is inside the riverbed.
I'm about.
I'm in the riverbed.
I did a check mark. What was that again?
That we're in the river.
Oh, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, Nelga's in too.
Alzair would be above. As long as he can see everybody. If it does get deep and he were to lose sight, he'd try and like climb down towards them.
Okay. Got a little discombobulated there. Do please forgive me. Who is outside of the riverbed besides Cashoot? I understand it as straight.
Hazel.
Besides Cashoot. Hazel.
Alzair.
And Alzair. So that's what I got discombobulated with. I was trying to read the check marks and then I realized I can't tell who's whose. It was a shit show in my head. So you do notice as you are traveling along this second day that there is some figures that are shadowing you, but they are about a mile and a half away and they're paralleling your course like this.
Those damn barbarians again.
I was gonna say, I can tell that that's who that is.
Is that a
Hazel's
question?
just assuming.
Yeah, like it's the same pet because I noticed a group like that before when we were traveling to Trebelbit, I believe. So they're kind of doing like the same idea, right? Like they're bobbing in and out, like at my
Essentially.
distance. Yeah, okay. So then it's probably the same group, even.
My perception check, let me see and like pick up anything in terms of like their numbers or perhaps like if they look like they're warriors compared to travelers.
They don't seem to be moving in such a fashion that would allow you to determine their numbers. And as Astray is referencing, they are flitting in and out of your sight. So you can't tell if it's the same 2 or 3 that kind of flit in and then flit out. So essentially, what they're doing is this. And you spot them when they reach this point, but you don't know how many, and you don't know what. Is that drawing showing up?
Yeah,
There
it
is.
Okay. Okay. I've tried to make it smaller, but it won't let me. That's as small as I can get it, which is horseshit, but that's a different issue.
But yeah, they're
but-
like zigzagging almost, so that they're like in range, and then they go out farther away from us, so that they can't be seen.
Correct.
They're walking in single file to hide their numbers.
I can go and scout if we want to
Is
get
this
a
the
better
same ones
idea
from
of their
last time?
numbers.
If we think they're a concern, we could just stop and hold up here, make some type of defensive position. If we lose track of them, it's because they continued on and they're not actually a problem. If we keep seeing them, that definitely implies that they're following us.
What time of day is it?
Towards the sun is setting, so it's towards evening.
We could also set up a camp with a noticeable flame, if anybody can make the flame, and then leave and travel by night, and that might throw them off.
I say we set up camp and force march into the night.
But I'm so tired.
Just don't think about it.
Did we have any issues with them the last time we noticed them?
No. You scouted them, and you didn't approach any further. Forced march is something this party has, I don't believe, used. It's actually not super hard to do, but just so you know, for each additional hour of travel past 8, you cover the distance shown in hours, and you make a Constitution saving throw. And so the DC is 10 plus 1 for each hour. So if you travel 11 hours, 12 hours, blah, 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 you gain a level of exhaustion. So essentially, you can travel till people start failing saves. The party is able to, at your current pace, travel 3 miles in an hour. Ish, well, 2 miles, I'm sorry, 2 miles in an hour.
So I say we travel, we set up camp, make it look like we're still here, travel 2 miles, do our checks. If we all pass, then we travel another 2 miles. If any of us fail, then we go ahead and hunker down for the night. Actually hunker down for the night.
When you have to, when you take a long rest, it removes 1 level of exhaustion. So when the first person fails, if you take a long rest at that point, it eliminates the exhaustion.
And then we can try to cover our tracks as we leave. So maybe they won't be able to see where we go.
I could try brushing the ground with my tail. It has feathers.
You can cover your tracks,
Feather dust the tail.
but it'll take a bit more than that.
Estrella, don't you have Pass Without Trace?
Oh, I do actually. Yeah, let's
Ooh.
let me just see how many people I can put it on.
Doesn't that allow us to move without leaving visible signs?
Yeah. One problem. I didn't prepare it today. Apparently, you need to still prepare it to be able to use it as a ritual.
The silence of disapproval.
Ugh.
Well, Kashoot is right. This is the best method, I think, unless we just fight them or ignore them.
Well, we can always, if we, have to hunker down in the second phase, or, after force marching, then you can prepare it for tomorrow.
True.
What do you guys think of that plan?
Whatever allows me to sleep. Right now.
So not that one. But I'm okay with that. Marching on, that is.
No.
I'm not even sure what's going on at this point.
Sounds like we're leaving Hazel behind and marching on.
God damn it.
Okay. So the party marches for another 3 hours, which is roughly.
Sorry, to be more clear, we would continue moving until nightfall, and then we would set up
the camp.
Yeah, not like an impressive camp, but yeah, enough that we could set like a fire or something to make it look like we've stopped to rest, and then we would continue.
Gotcha. Okay. So after setting that up, the party marches for another 2 hours. Sorry about that. And I need a DC 11 Constitution saving throw. I'm going
Funny.
to.
That was
What's that?
That was going to be my survival check for like to make a fake camp.
Sure.
But can I roll an inspiration to re-roll it?
Right. Oh wait, that's a saving.
You do not need to roll that
Okay.
because the level of complexity you guys are going for doesn't require a roll. But
Okay.
noted.
So Constitution saving throw.
So you guys do march. Correct.
I'm gonna re-roll that though.
Well,
actually, no,
you
I'm
can.
not because other people are failing too, so I'm just gonna leave it alone.
So I accidentally
you're
just rolled
currently up to 5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, you did roll a 2. That is, you didn't roll an actual Constitution saving throw. But if we just hypothetically add your +3, you still fail. So 5 of the 7. I'm sorry. 4 of the 7 party members, more than half, are not handling forced marching very well.
Can we try to do like a survival check to like cover our tracks? While
Now
forced
that
marching?
you can't do. Yes.
Okay. Does anyone else have
I keep
survival
forgetting about this.
trained?
We're good.
Nope. No.
Estrella? Druid buddy friend?
Sorry, I was reading up on a spell. What were you asking me?
Do you have survival?
Let me check. I sure do.
What's your bonus?
+7.
Okay. Can I assist Estrella and she can have advantage in it?
Can.
Okay,
As long
we're
as you
gonna
have
try.
proficiency in it.
I do.
I sure do.
We both do, yeah.
Perfect.
This is just to try and cover our tracks.
Noted. Your tracks have been attempted to be covered.
The old-fashioned way, without magic.
With a tiny stick that we found on the
With
ground.
sticks and a broom and leaves and.
Wait, I wonder what are my cantrips here. Fucking nothing. Never mind. I was gonna say I could just keep using like a little gust of wind, but I don't have prestidigitation.
Fair enough. So the party travels an extra 2 miles, and in doing so, the party gets pretty tired. I'm not going to apply the exhaustion. But I will apply a long rest. And if you want to change your spells,
Yeah, I'm gonna be switching up to add Pass Without a Trace. I'm just trying to figure out what other spells I don't want.
I can't change mine. I'm gonna start casting Mage Hand to start dragging myself forward to help.
I
picked
just
you up,
look.
I rolled a 20.
Yeah, I just imagine Techno like trying to like just be like, oh, hang on, I'll big baby, and then trying to like lift Hazel up on his back, and then just like taking 2 steps and just falling forward because he's weak as shit.
Okay, I'm hoping this helps. But I got rid of Bark Skin to take Pass Without a Trace. Is there anything else that we would like for me to take? I have Revivify, Dispel Magic, Pass Without Trace, Lesser Restoration, and Healing Spirit. I need Dark Vision for myself. I always have guiding bolt ready. I have detect magic.
Probably good for a bit. I
Yeah,
don't
the
really have
only-
anything that you
The only
need.
thing I could think of was the pass without trace. So
I do also have this little thing, and I pull out the figurine of Wondrous Power, and it's a tiny little white raven. If I needed to, I could call upon this little guy, and he would act as a messenger for us if we wanted to send them a message.
I already sent that away to Fort Buckle. Did that come back yet?
Oh yeah.
It
How
does.
long? Yeah, it definitely would have come back by now.
It does come back
Okay.
pretty quickly.
Because it's 12 hours or whatever, I think. No, hold on.
All good. Just checking.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's silver raven, not white.
Oh my god. I'm all confused.
That's if we wanted to. We don't have to. It was just an idea. Like if they caught on to the fact that we were.
I think we're good. For now. Alright, nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime.
Nighttime.
Oh, Tony got disconnected.
No.
No.
Nighttime.
Nighttime.
Gone.
What the fuck is going on, guys?
It's nighttime.
You don't know the nighttime daytime bird?
Oh, guys.
No,
I'm gonna
no.
have to.
I
What?
don't.
Oh.
No fucking way.
This is a
Is it
crime.
Skibbity or something?
No.
No.
Fuck. This is so old.
So old.
Nighttime. Nighttime.
Like
Oh.
fucking
Nighttime.
15 years old.
Nighttime. Nighttime.
Oh my god, I loved that whole video.
I did too.
Yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
Alan!
Alan!
Ellen.
Oh no, that's
I
Dave.
think it's Steve. Steve!
Steve.
Oh, would you look at her? Oh, I'm looking at her. Why are you looking at her? Ah, why are you?
Oh, he's gone. Gone.
He's gone.
There he is.
He's back.
There we go. So the server's back up.
My Fantasy Grounds is saying that there's another update.
If you're not able to get on, let me know.
Oh.
Should we update Tony?
I'm gonna go ahead.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna-
bring the server down, so it shouldn't be an issue.
Yay or nay? I need an answer.
I'm updating anyway, just to be safe.
Okay.
I don't think it matters. But
Oh, it matters.
I tried to get into the game and it said no, so I'm updating first to see if that
Okay.
makes a difference.
it won't make a difference. I'll need to close the server and reopen it. It's the cloud is confused.
Yeah, it matters.
I'm downgrading my foundry.
You can do that?
I'm going to the pre-Unity version.
Take a step back.
Ew, you use Foundry?
Yeah, foundry's good, man.
I've never used it.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Mhm.
It has
Except
some,
it keeps
uh,
updating and then I have to fucking change everything.
Yeah,
I'm just
because
being a
most
fantasy
of the
grounds
features are
elitist.
dependent on player-created things. Most of the advanced features. So they have update issues and piracy issues, but it's a solid system.
Mhm.
It's solid.
Is it solid?
It's pretty solid,
Is it solid then?
Jerry. It's solid.
It's solid, mate.
Oh,
Is
it's
this
real
the same
solid,
fucking?
mate.
Is this
No.
the same fucking joke, or what's like?
No.
What's going on?
No.
All these
I'm
videos
just
are bringing
rambling.
back so much stuff.
We just think that English accents are a proper laugh in it.
Oh, it's a real proper laugh, ain't it?
Oh, you having a giggle, mate?
Lad. And I went, berries and cream, berries and cream.
Are you fucking taking a piss?
No, I'm not in the restroom at the moment.
Not in the loo.
Not in the loo.
Did you guys ever watch the Shit Canadians Say videos?
No.
I have
Oh,
not.
I'm gonna have
I
to
was
find that one.
so
Those are
disappointed
good.
when we were in Canada, by the way.
Why? Nobody said A?
No, I mean, there were a couple A's, but there were not enough Canadian accents. There were so many, like, random, like, there were so many Australians and
French,
just random
British,
French and British and Australian. There was, like, a Lithuanian lady at the spa that I went to, and I'm just like, there's not enough random Canadian, like,
No, if you want Canadian accents, you got to go to the East Coast.
there wasn't enough. I was so disappointed. Like,
Or
I wanted
rural.
I wanted a bunch of boots
North.
and
Oh, take
Well,
off,
that's
eh?
good, the
We
boots.
don't just go all talking about the boots and the boots. Can't take it.
No. I'm
there
going
wasn't
open
enough
boot.
stories and
I'm gonna make a run to Tim's.
You guys want a double, eh?
Exactly. That's what he
Maybe
wanted.
a triple.
Take a few
Oh,
bits.
that's a
See,
bit too much for me,
double.
eh?
That's coffee with cream and sugar, right? 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
Yeah.
You can take your bits and take them right in.
You got a loony?
What about Toonie?
You got a toonie?
I watched this stupid video about it was something that my work put together for like things that they say in Canada. It wasn't the Shit Canadians Say video. But they had like Toonie on there, but I can't remember what it was now.
Sorry, you mean you don't know what a toonie is?
No, I don't think so.
You don't
It's
wait. What?
just a $2 coin.
Oh, and then okay.
It's worth 2
They had
loonies.
the 2 and
That's why we call it a toonie.
Yeah.
Presumably.
We have the loonies because the loon is like Canada's national bird.
And then we have a Toonie because it's 2 loonies. It's a bear on it.
I mean,
What?
I mean,
Got a polar
checks
bear on it.
out.
Baller.
You didn't know that?
It took me a second because Alex and I were having our own conversation over here because I was so confused for a second about the loony. I forgot we were talking about Toonies, the bear. Yeah, I got it.
Fun fact about Canadian money: do you know that we used to have pennies, but we stopped making them because it cost more than a penny to make a penny?
Yep, we don't have pennies no more.
Fun fact about American money: we still have pennies, and it costs more money to make them than they're worth. Don't care. I hate them with every ounce of passion in my soul. Without blinking, when they give me pennies, I throw them on the ground in front of. Not like in the restaurant, because that would be rude. But like at a drive-through, I'm like, I don't want
I don't want your shit
Throw
money.
them on the ground though.
my
I
kids
know.
get pissed.
Yeah, those things are worth more than what
Like,
they
I
are.
hate pennies. What do you use them? Use them for nothing. They use them for nothing. They are a waste of my time. Like, I will go through my change and throw it in the trash.
Well, now we fucking
penny.
round up to the fucking nearest 5-cent denomination now.
Yeah.
Stupid.
So we're losing 2 to 3 cents every time we make a transaction now.
Unless you pay with a credit, then it doesn't matter. It's only if you pay by cash.
Approved.
Yeah.
I rarely ever pay by cash, so
Yep. It's not a big. It sounds worse than it is, but
It's annoying when you're paying in cash.
it is annoying when you're paying in cash.
All right.
I don't think this is fucking
Dude.
working, Tony.
Yeah.
yeah,
Refocus us.
I'm having
Disconnected.
a
Well, that's a problem.
horrible time logging in.
I was able to get in.
Did you update?
I
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Character's
Yep.
not there.
So
It's doing what it did last night, Tony.
I don't know what.
I can't.
Let's not
upload my
deal with
character.
the stress and strain. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll in the
Fucking worry about it.
game here. You're roughly
You're
it's
breaking up really bad.
Fantasy
Tony.
Grounds did the 2024
You're-
update in the
You're
last day
breaking
and a
up
half.
really bad. You're breaking up really bad.
Fantasy Ground. I know.
Fantasy
I had a
Grounds got
fucking
him. They
stroke.
assassinated him.
Oh.
So
Oh God.
You kept
Yeah, and he's
talking
gonna
over me, so I wanted to make sure you heard me.
There was a delay. I shut the server down. You guys shouldn't have any issues with the server because I shut it down. But Fantasy Grounds did their big 2024 update, so they're hot fixing it repeatedly. We'll stop there and we'll have the party travel the rest of the distance. You're roughly halfway. And next week we will play on Monday.
Or we're
Exciting.
moving our day.
So I looked
Monday,
at the survey
nice.
results, and it looks like let me pull those back up since we have time and we're all sitting here listening to Fantasy Grounds not be able to work. Though it does work. I would just have to restart it, and it's just by the time we get it back up,
Nope,
It
it's shit. Get rid of it. It's done.
it's a hard
Served its
pass.
time.
We'll go to
What,
roll
and you-
20.
Yeah,
you
we'll go to
roll
free roll 20. No add-ons, no payments.
No
Just
payments,
add-
no fuck,
Just
no
fucked
roll
up.
one. Just useless. It's essentially dirt.
Wait,
You're
hold
still
on, hold
drawing
on.
in the dirt.
We've got something here. Ah? You can play roll 20 in Discord now. I
What?
don't know why you would ever want to do this, but you can.
Why would you do that? I would use Tabletop Simulator before I used Roll20.
Ew, I want to see.
The
It's
first thing it wants
so
you to do is
gross.
pay. It wants you to buy it and subscribe like right away. But I think you can still kind of use it for free.
Yeah,
How did you
cancel.
do
You
that?
can't.
I canceled.
How do I abandon this
Fuck
channel?
that.
I leave the activity.
Oh, shit. I don't
How do
know.
you leave?
There's in the bottom
Is
red left-hand corner by the
Oh, I see.
disconnect button.
Leave
Yeah.
activity. How did Roll20 go? Sad panda.
I had to open roll 20 and that just about.
Activity was not fun. Submit.
So, of the options presented in the survey, one person wanted to just go to skipping a week, so we only play twice a month. One person wanted to alternate Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, Monday, Wednesday, and three people wanted to just go to Monday every week. So that seems to be the consensus. Just move to Monday every week. How's everybody feel about that?
Yeah,
Good either way.
Mondays.
That's good for us.
I'm
anyway.
fine
I
with that.
missed what.
It's not
Okay.
ideal, but I can do it.
So if for now we'll plan on next week on Monday, and we'll just kind of play it by ear a little bit instead of just hard committing. But next Monday we're going to be playing.
So that's the
and-
23rd then.
That sounds about right.
Next week, yeah,
So-
Mal and I will not be there.
We may cancel that game entirely as a result of the illustrious Mal missing 2, but we may run it. I'll let you know for sure. I'm not going to commit right now because I got to look at some other things. But either way, that's all we have for this week. The party is traveling through the Barrens. They are Baron. I hope you guys have a great week, and that's all I got.
Sounds good.
All right.
GG.
See
Cheers,
y'all.
Good game.
I'm excited to be insulted by new GIF.
Very nice.
Very
A
good.
shtick.
Oh.
Wow.
It just means like other, like stranger,
But it sounds bad.
and also idiot. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just me.
Wow.
Literally, I literally have a Gith dictionary. I'm just combing through it, like looking for insults.
Nice.
Like you do.
Do you have a good
What's
That was good. That was
what's
good.
Gith for nuclear evaporated person?
Arthanis. It's weird.
There you go.
Brutal.
That's a self burn. Those are rare.
So that happens when you nuke
No,
yourself.
not that rare. I mean, Arthanis did it.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh,
Also, because it was in that
Too
last.
soon.
destroyed, literally.
My bad.
Okay, I'm leaving. Bye bye.
Good night. Good
Bye,
luck,
guys.
everybody.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
I